Today is Thursday, April 30th. Today's reading is from the Acts of Apostles. Then an angel of the Lord said to Philip, "Get up and go towards the south to the road that goes down from Jerusalem to Gaza." So he got up and went. Now there was an Ethiopian eunuch, a court official of the Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, in charge of her entire treasury. This man had come to Jerusalem to worship and was returning home. Seated in his chariot, he was reading the prophet Isaiah. Then the Spirit said to Philip, "Go over to this chariot and join it." So Philip ran up to it and heard him reading the prophet Isaiah, and Philip asked, "Do you understand what you are reading?" The man replied, "How can I unless someone guides me?" And he invited Philip to get in and sit beside him. Now the passage of scripture that he was reading was this: "Like a sheep he was led to the slaughter, and like a lamb silent before its shearer, so he does not open his mouth. In this humiliation justice was denied him. Who can describe his generation? For his life is taken away from the earth." The Ethiopian eunuch asked Philip, "About whom, may I ask, does the prophet say this? About himself or about someone else?" And then Philip began to speak, and starting with the scripture, he proclaimed to him the good news about Jesus. And they were going along the road. They came to some water, and the Ethiopian eunuch said, "Look, here is water. What is to prevent me from being baptized?" He commanded the chariot to stop, and both of them, Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch, went down to the water, and Philip baptized him. When they came up out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord snatched Philip away, and the man saw him no more, and he went on his way rejoicing. I like the feeling of this reading. The Apostle Philip is guided by an angel along an unlikely road. It's a wilderness. Think for a minute about the road you are on right now. Does any part of it feel like a wilderness? The angel has a surprise in store for Philip. Also, there's a surprise in store for the Ethiopian man. God was at work that day in the wilderness. Did you feel the energy and the joy in their meeting? Philip was guided by the angel, and then Philip acted as a guide himself, and the Ethiopian man asked to be guided, and he accepted the word. Philip received and Philip gave. And the Ethiopian eunuch, he received, and then he went on to give. How is God at work in your life these days?